Hello and welcome, Roaring Watchman. It's wonderful to have you with us as we continue our journey through the book of Genesis. Hit the like and subscribe button to support us. Don't forget to share. Today, we're diving into the incredible 9th chapter, a pivotal moment in human history. After the Great Flood, God establishes a new beginning with Noah and his family. Let's explore these powerful verses together. Verse 1 begins, "And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth." This is a powerful declaration. Notice, it's not a suggestion, it's a blessing and a command. God is releasing His divine favor upon humanity to prosper, increase, and spread across the globe. This isn't just about biological reproduction, it's a principle of spiritual and material increase. God's first instruction after this global reset is one of blessing and expansion. He desires for life to flourish, for His creation to be filled with people who walk in relationship with Him. Moving to verse 2, "And the fear of you, and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, on all that moves on the earth, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand." Before the flood, the relationship between man and animals was different. Now, God establishes a new order. He places a natural fear of humans into the animal kingdom. This wasn't a curse, but a provision for man's dominion and safety. Man is given stewardship and authority. This verse reaffirms the unique position of humanity in God's creation, crowned with glory and honor, and set over the works of His hands. It's a call to exercise responsible dominion, not tyranny. Verse 3 introduces a significant change. "Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs." For the first time, God explicitly permits humanity to eat meat. Previously, the instruction was to eat plants. Why the change? The world after the flood was different. The soil and vegetation needed time to recover. This was a provision from God, showing His care and foresight for humanity's survival and sustenance in a post-flood environment. He gives us all things, demonstrating His abundant generosity. He is a God who provides for every need. Now, verse 4 comes with a crucial condition, "But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood." This is a profound spiritual principle. Blood represents life. God is teaching humanity to honor and respect the sanctity of life. By forbidding the consumption of blood, He establishes a boundary that points to something greater. This principle is a shadow of a future reality, foreshadowing the ultimate life-giving blood of Christ. Life is sacred because it originates from God, and this command instills a deep reverence for it. Verse 5 deepens this concept. "Surely for your lifeblood I will demand a reckoning, from the hand of every beast I will require it, and from the hand of man. From the hand of every man's brother I will require the life of man." God declares Himself the ultimate avenger and protector of human life. The value of a human being is so high that God Himself will hold anyone, or even any animal, accountable for taking it. This establishes the foundation for justice and law in human society. It shows that human life is not cheap, it's precious to its Creator. Verse 6 gives the basis for this law. "Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed, for in the image of God He made man." This is the establishment of capital punishment, rooted in a powerful truth: humanity is made in the image of God. To murder a person is to deface the very image of God. It's an attack on God's likeness. Therefore, the consequence is severe. This isn't about revenge, but about upholding the supreme value of human life and maintaining divine order and justice on the earth. Society is given the authority to protect the sanctity of life. Then, in verse 7, God repeats His initial blessing, "And as for you, be fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply in it." God emphasizes His core desire for humanity again. After laying down these foundational laws for the new world, He circles back to the blessing. His primary will is for us to be productive, to increase, and to fill the earth. It's a reminder that even with laws and consequences, God's heart is for our growth and prosperity. He wants us to move forward in His blessing. Now we come to one of the most beautiful parts of the chapter, starting from verse 8. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you. A covenant is a sacred, binding agreement. God is initiating a promise not just with Noah, but with all future generations. This is a covenant of grace and preservation. Verses 10 and 11 detail the promise. And with every living creature that is with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood, never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. This is an unconditional, everlasting promise. God commits himself to never again use a global flood to judge the world. It's a testament to his mercy and faithfulness. Despite knowing humanity's future failings, God guarantees the preservation of the earth and its inhabitants from this specific type of destruction. To seal this incredible promise, God gives a sign. Verse 12, And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. God provides a visible, tangible reminder of his unbreakable word. And what is that sign? Verse 13, I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. The rainbow, a beautiful natural phenomenon of light and water, is now imbued with divine meaning. It's not just a pretty sight, it's God's signature on his promise. Verses 14 to 16 elaborate, It shall be, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant. Isn't that amazing? God says he will look at the rainbow and remember. Not because he is forgetful, but for our benefit, to assure us that his promise is ever before him. When we see a rainbow, we are seeing the same sign. God sees, a constant reminder of his faithfulness and his everlasting covenant of peace. Verse 17 concludes this section, And God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth. God confirms it one last time. The promise is sealed. The chapter then shifts to Noah's sons, in verse 18, Now the sons of Noah who went out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham was the father of Canaan. This detail about Ham being the father of Canaan is a crucial piece of information that sets the stage for the next event. Verse 19 adds, These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the whole earth was populated. From this single family, all the nations and peoples of the world would arise. We are all descendants of Noah, a single human family. The final section, from verse 20, tells a sad story. And Noah began to be a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. Here we see the humanity of Noah. This great man of faith, who walked with God and was found righteous, had a moment of weakness. It is a sober reminder that even the best among us are fallible and need God's grace. Verse 22, And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. Ham's response was one of dishonor and disrespect. Instead of covering his father's shame, he broadcasted it. His action was a profound violation of familial honor. In stark contrast, look at verse 23. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. Shem and Japheth acted with honor, respect, and love. They went out of their way to cover their father's vulnerability, refusing to gaze upon his shame. This is a beautiful picture of grace and restoration. They chose to cover, not expose. When Noah woke, as we see in verse 24, he knew what his younger son had done to him. Then he spoke a prophecy. Verse 25, Then he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants he shall be to his brethren. Notice, Noah does not curse Ham, but his son Canaan. Why? Ham's dishonorable character, revealed in this act, would be passed down and amplified in his lineage through Canaan. This was a prophetic declaration of the consequences of that seed of dishonor. Then, Noah blesses his other sons. Verse 26, And he said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. The greatest blessing is given to Shem. Noah blesses the Lord, the God of Shem, indicating that the messianic line, the lineage through which salvation would come to the world, would pass through Shem. Finally, verse 27, May God enlarge Japheth, and may he dwell in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. Japheth is blessed with enlargement and expansion. And the prophecy that he would dwell in the tents of Shem speaks of a future time when the descendants of Japheth, often identified with the Gentile nations, would come to share in the spiritual blessings and salvation that originated with Shem. The chapter concludes by telling us Noah lived another 350 years after the flood, dying at the age of 950. What a chapter! From a new beginning filled with blessings, to the establishment of laws and the beautiful covenant of the rainbow, and finally, a somber lesson on honor and its generational consequences. It shows us God's incredible faithfulness and his desire for humanity to live in blessing and order. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been a blessing to you. If you enjoyed this journey through God's Word, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next study, brought to you by Cyber Elias Academy. See you next time.